So yeah. So friends, we are discussing wisdom from the book The Eternal Validity of the Soul. SETH speaks. We are in chapter 16, Probable Systems, Men and Gods. In the last session, we have discussed about all that is, and we also have to drop that, even there is beyond oneness, and there is always to learn something. So there is always wisdom. So never ever think about, so this is it. So this is what I have. This is the end of the knowledge. So knowledge never ends. So it's and soul is also a continuous journey. It always seeks the wisdom. So one thing has we have understood, and one thing it has achieved. The consciousness moves into the next level in the sense to the next, to much to it will take a next step. Now coming to today's session, it's like probabilities are everywhere. Seth Master says that probabilities are everywhere. So life is not just one fixed path that we need to understand, friends. So this is it. So sometimes, like in few families, like, or in our like elders who are adults, so they think that they be in that some routine life. So when we woke up, so it's like a routine, a similar timetable for them. So they just follow their routine, nothing else. But see, not only that, there are different paths. Life is not just one fixed path. Seth Master says this we need to know. So when we know this information, we will start to search, isn't it? So something, if we know, so there is something that we don't know, then what we do, we will start to search the information. So we'll start to search the new path. So around you, he says, there are always many possible paths in sense probabilities, different choices you could have made or could still make. He says you could have made, so in the past. Okay, so still we have the certain choices. So we can still make our choices. You live inside this field of probabilities, like being in the middle of an ocean. See, like if it's like we are living in different realities, different possibilities, probabilities, like a spider in the web. So we are in the cosmic web of probabilities. That's what Seth Master says. Cosmic web of probabilities. Now, listening to this wisdom, so we need to think about ourselves, starting from our life. Is there anything that we so this is what sometimes people feel regret. Oh, maybe I should have done that, I should have this or that. So this is what we think about. We think about the past, isn't it? Sometimes people regret. So so think about certain things. So just not with the feeling of, not with the emotion of regret or something that we have missed, but see, like are there any other paths still left? Okay, so we can just check, we can just reflect this wisdom in our lives. So he says that, like, we are number of, so we think only this is the only one and only one path. Never ever think, friends, that this is only one path. That's what we observed. So that means we unlock that door, but there are still other doors which we need to see, which we need to check, isn't it? So alternate choices you didn't take, he says. So sometimes you wonder. So Seth Master have given some examples. He mentions that what if I have moved somewhere else, isn't it? So what if I had sent that important letter I never mailed, isn't it? Sometimes we think. So these thoughts are you touching the nature of probabilities. Here we need to hear a new term he has mentioned, nature of probabilities. So till now we have known only we came to know that there are multiple probabilities, that means multiple choices. But here he said the nature of probabilities, that means the nature of the choices. Isn't it something even more deeper? So other versions of what you could have happened, he says. The nature of probabilities means, so what is the nature of probability mean? So it's the reality is not fixed. He says, like every choice, even big or small, creates new branches. So whatever we take the decision, friends, from that again, it's like we can extend. It's an extension. Okay, so like we live on one branch. Okay, that means we have decided, we have made decision. So we thought like only this is the only branch that I can sit on. So so I can hold, or so we think and we hold that branch. But there are all other branches also exist in their own way, isn't it? So there are different branches, but we hold, but we sat on only one branch. I think this is only that. So we need to check. So how we can check, friends? Inner journey. This is only one path. Again, this is that means when we go within, okay, when we calm our mind, we can experience different probability, different chances. See, if I need to attend one session, in person session, physically there, so I can go or not. So if my mind is clogged with so many thoughts, multiple thoughts, okay, so I am bit in confused to go whether to attend or not, thinking about all the thinking about the chances. So it's like I need to check within. I need to have clear idea, isn't it? So there are chances that I can go or not, I can attend or not. But if I attend, if I take the decision, then there will be an extended chances. That means chances in the sense, there will be something that is connected with the decision, the other reality. If I didn't attend, so there is another thing which is connected with this decision. So always there is an extension. That means we are creating our realities with these probable systems, with these choices. Here no one is responsible for our life, no one is responsible for our decisions. It's all within. Okay, now Seth Master says there are deeper connection with people. So we think like only the people who are around us, we are connected with them, we are attached with them. There could be a family or friends or any some extended, like soulmates or something. So it's not only about small decisions. Seth Master says we have strong, deeper connections with people we have had relationships with or made important life decisions with. See, like if we have decided, so still we are holding that emotion or the strong decision we have made with that person, with that individual. That means though we are not meeting regularly, though we are not in touch, okay, for we shouldn't think that the relation got ended. So though there is the stronger decisions we have made with that individual, so still there is a connection with them. That what Seth Master says. These connections are not vague. So they are very real and they continue to exist even if you don't notice them consciously. Right. So that means like, so see, like when we are carrying people in our mind, so with any emotion, with any decision may have made, still we are carrying the people. That means though we haven't met them for years, or we think like, okay, this relation got ended in my life with this person, but still we are carrying that mind in our mind. If the memories are still uh, they are fresh, so they are again we are emotionally connected with that person. So whatever be the emotion, there could be a hatred or there could be a friendship, there could be or any something relation. So though we are not meeting in person, but there will be an emotional cord connection with that person, with the thoughts, with the emotion that we are carrying. So on subconscious mind, we need to clear that. So not on the surface level, okay, we think we will be busy in our lives, but what about the subconscious mind? So telepathic framework, this is what happens. So through subconscious mind, we are sending signals to that individual. So these deep bonds work in a telepathic way beneath ordinary awareness. So telepathy is not something it is confined to only certain people, friends. It's like like ability or the strength that we get, say like the powers we can the in spirituality, but each and every person are in a telepathy. So they are their telepathic framework. Each and every person releases the thought. We all are into the telepathy. No, so not only, but what we are channeling, that's important, isn't it? So the emotion and the thought that we are channeling through that is important. So here we in says like the messages that we receive from the astral masters or from other persons, so from other masters, we think like it's telepathy, and this is the power that it is given to that individual. But no, never ever think like that. We all are in that, we all have that telepathic skills, but maybe we are not aware of it. So unconsciously we are sending the signals. Okay, so this is we have to be aware of our thoughts, as well as we have to be that's self realizations, inner check, that's very important. So these deep bonds work in a telepathic way beneath ordinary awareness. So ordinary, beneath ordinary awareness. So ordinary awareness is the conscious mind. So we think sometimes we do consciously, some work we do consciously. So whatever the routine we have, we do it consciously, but that the telepathy communication is happening under beneath this ordinary awareness. That's what Seth Master says. So even if you are not aware of them, these connections influence your life and play out in other layers of reality. So in our reality, in our physical reality, maybe it is not possible, maybe it is not working. Okay, if you are if the telepathic communication is going on, if the bond is still happening, so it is taking reality in some other, it is taking in some other realities, in some other probable systems, maybe not here in this system, but in some other systems. Though it is happening in some others, if it is happening in some other systems, that means there is a connection between, there is a connection between ourselves and their consciousness. Okay, so that means there is still the connection is happening, maybe not in this earth, maybe not in this plane, but some other plane. Okay, because we are multidimensional beings. So the invisible environment of the mind, he says, inside your mind you are not truly alone, though the ego may make you feel isolated. So sometimes we feel like I'm alone, the loneliness feeling, but truly it's the ego self. Ego self is not, here he is not mentioning about the complexity. So the superior or inferior complex, friends. Ego is the self identity. Ego self means our self identity. So what we think about ourselves, how we project ourselves is the identity. So he says it's not truly through the ego that makes you feel isolated. That's your self identity, that's your self that is making you isolated. The ego acts like a filter, he says. The ego acts like a filter, only showing you information it thinks it is useful to day living, isn't it? So we will be like, just before we have discussed, so we will be living in our own life. So thinking about everything got ended, there is nothing to do with that person or nothing to do with that situation also, friends. Okay, not only the individual, whatever the situations that we think, okay, this got ended in my life. So that means the disconnection that we feel, that physically, that disconnection that we feel, actually it is happening, that we need to check. So what this ego does, this only gives the information, it filters. Okay, whatever we need, it will be projected at a surface level on a day-to-day living. So but beneath that, your mind is part of much bigger, connected, invisible environment. So we think only our mind is conscious about our life, our profession, our family, so whatever the responsibilities we are indulging in. But it says, Seth Master says, see, your mind is not just functioning only to this reality. So it underneath, the mind is still working that we are not aware of it. So it is connected with the other environments, but we are not aware of it. That's how that mind is giving communication. That mind is in telepathy with the other cells, but we are not aware of it, right? The feeling of being mentally or emotionally alone often comes from the ego, says, the part of our mind focused on daily life and survival. So the mind is not something that to be ignored or to be rejected. So mind is not it's not bad. So it is helping us to survive. So it is helping to focus on our life. But still the subconscious mind, so it is working in other dimensions. Okay, it is connected in other dimensions. The ego acts like a filter, allowing us to notice only what we think. So what this is what we have discussed, everyday tasks, while hiding deeper thoughts. See, hiding deeper thoughts, feelings, and spiritual insights. So not only the thoughts and feelings, friends, but it's also hiding spiritual insights. This ego self is hiding. That's why we need meditation. Meditation helps. So initially, people say that getting so many thoughts which are not at all related to me, so I don't remember this. But see, all these thoughts are stored in the subconscious mind. So when we meditate, the cleansing process happens. So this energy will cleanse, and whatever we need, so whatever we don't need, so it's like it will filter, the energy will cleanse all these thoughts. So always what we need to do, though we are no surrounded, though we are feeling, so though we are getting those thoughts, we need to sit and meditate, we need to practice. That's it. So meditation helps a lot to cleanse this subconscious mind, and whatever the connections, whatever we need from the even from other multi dimensions, so we will get that information, we will get that will be like a strength for us. We can use that information in this system, in this reality, that how we will come to know. So these deeper layers are always present, but the ego blocks or ignores them. So because of this, friends, we often miss or overlook the messages coming from our inner self. So it will guide for each and every person, the inner self will guide. So because if the person is too much attached to this physical reality, that means that too much attached to the mind. See, attaching with the physical reality means attaching with the mind, too much listening only with the mind. But we need to listen to the inner self. That inner self should be our master, and this mind should be a follower of the inner self. It has to So it has to follow what the inner self is guiding us. It's not, mind is not our master. The inner self is the master, right? So don't ever overlook these messages. So next is advancing in consciousness. So Seth Master says to advance. So we think like, okay, we are advancing, isn't it? So he says to advance means, in his term, he says becoming more aware of your true identity. It's not about experiences. It's not about what you see in meditation. It's not what you sense. It's not the wisdom, friends. All this wisdom that we hear, that we gather, or that we read, all these books, this wisdom, through this wisdom, so this wisdom must help us to know our true identity. So spirituality means to know about our true self, right? So if we say like, okay, I am advancing, or I am in meditation path for these many years. So one thing I say that Mahavtar Babaji said me, never ever look back that you have been in meditative path for these long years. Never count your meditation. So never count all these years that I have been in this path. I am the great person. So like, you know, been in 15, maybe some like plus years. So what you need to think, from all these years, what I have known, did I change anything? Are there any changes that I need to make? Or what is my the perception of, you know, the thinking? So what I am looking the other person, in what way I'm looking at the person? Am I judging? Am I complaining? So this is what we need to self check, but do not count the meditation years. That's nothing to do. No one, if we leave our body, no, the other masters, the higher masters, they never ask for how long you are in this spiritual path. What are the techniques that you have learned? What are the powers that you have acquired? No one questions that. They only question, they do only one question, that have you successfully learned your lessons or not? So what is the new thing that you have learned? But they never ask about the meditation here. They never ask about the experience of the experience. Experience in the sense, okay, for these long years I am in this path. They never question. So this is what, friends. So leave that myth. If we are carrying, just self check yourself. So and say like, I'm spiritual. So I'm spiritual means what? I'm spiritual in the sense, am I know about myself? Do I know about myself? The true identity? Am I living with the knowledge? Am I living with the wisdom? Am I implementing that wisdom or not? So this is what actually means. This is what advance means. Advancing means becoming aware of our true identity, which includes not just, he says, which includes not just you are here, but also your probable selves, the other versions of you in other realities. So that means we need to know about other realities as well. And that is not an end. So knowing about other realities is first step. And again, gaining that information and what is happening, what are the thoughts that I am getting from the other selves. Okay, so identity and freedom, he says, true identity is not lost in some higher realm. So we think like there is something true identity that is with my over self, or some direct in some other dimension. My true identity is there. It is my higher realm, or my higher, the highest self of mine is in some higher dimension. I have left there and I have taken this birth, I have taken this body. No, it always present. Our, whatever we see, that the true identity of us is always present with us. And with free will and the ability to express itself across many realities. It says it's always present with free will and the ability to express. It is always expressing. The true identity is always expressing. Maybe we are suppressing here, maybe we are not aware of it here, but in some other reality it is existing. Okay, so you are free to choose and act in this reality and in others. So we have that free will. So free will is everywhere. Free will is everywhere. So that's in all the other dimensions. Free will is everywhere. So if we if we act on that realities, okay, so we have that free will. So, and then cosmic web of probabilities, so that's what we have discussed earlier. That means we are sitting in the center of a web of probabilities affected by even the smallest mental or emotional act. So the thought has some emotion, right? It's not just a single thought. It has feeling, and feeling becomes stronger. It has emotion. A thought, when a thought arises, the feeling and emotion. So we need to catch that emotion. So before that, it turns into a stronger emotion. So before that, we have to be aware of that stage where the feeling itself. So we need to catch the feeling of the thought and again connect to the emotion, because this emotion, this frequency is connecting in the other realities. This is what connecting. We say like simple thoughts. So thoughts are connecting. So through our thought we are connecting into other probable systems. It's not the thought alone, friends. Thought is like outer layer. It is the end product, we can say. But there is something, so there is some energy in the thought that is connecting with us in the other systems. Okay, it's not just thought. Don't just take it in a lighter way. Oh, this is just a thought. What is that thought? What is that emotion? The feeling that we need to catch, right? So your thoughts and emotions don't just stay inside you. See, they move forward, they move outward in all directions into other realities, because we are electromagnetic beings. So that frequency, that attraction, so that we are attracting something through others electromagnetic energies, on receiving signals, just as we send our thoughts. Okay, so we also receive signals from other probabilities that are connected with us. That means here we are not the only one individual, that one self that is sending thoughts to other realities. Even here other realities also sending the thoughts, or so, like interconnection. Okay, it's like two-way, give and take. So these probabilities of actions you could take, but you are not forced to act on them. So though we get the thought, we are not forced, isn't it? So we have the choice, we have free will, whether to take that, to whether to implement it, whether to make it a decision in our life or not. So we have always the choice. So we have the freedom of choice. So, coming to the last, energy connections. So there are natural attraction between you and your other probable selves. It's like an energy link or psychic connection, he says. Psychic means emotions, like, okay? So psychic connections that move simultaneously across realities. So these connections are like they felt strongly in dreams. So dream is another reality, friends. Don't just think like, oh, it's just a dream. But dreams or the portals that connect to the other realities of ourselves, to connect with the other dimensions. Sometimes in dreams we might know the people, we might identify some people, but some no people, we don't identify them, because in our reality, so maybe we didn't came across with the people. So that means they are the other cells of us, maybe, or they are the we are connected with the other realities. Maybe they are living in the other probable systems, right? So dreams as glimpses. So that's what he says. Now see, in dreams our ego is quieter. Ego in the sense of mind. Okay, the ego is quieter, isn't it? It takes rest. So we can glimpse these other probabilities. We can connect with the other probabilities. We may think they are just fantasy. This was Seth Master says, but they can actually be real events happening in another version of reality. Okay, so this is all about today's session, friends. So let's stop. Thank you so much for joining. Let me stop.